What's going on, everybody? Travis Burke, and we are back for the second 9 of our 18-hole round at St. Andrews on Super Bowl Sunday. To give you guys a quick refresher, this was our first time filming a round of YouTube golf. The first couple holes were a little bit shaky, but we straightened it out to end with a pretty strong front 9. Let's get into it. Alright, to quickly recap the front 9, we started out a little shaky rushing our swing sequence, but got it straightened out by the 5th hole, and we're pretty good from there. Alright, hole number 10, par 5, 483 yards. Making the turn, and in typical fashion, I don't know what goes on in my mind, just kind of the mental reset, but we're back to where we kind of started in the beginning here. We kind of doinked it off the tee to the right, and then you'll see in our second shot here that we're about to blade this one right into the sand trap. Yeah, so great start to the second 9 here. Nothing we can really do except just try and get this one back into play and play smart for the rest of the hole so we can try to avoid double bogey or higher. We managed to get that out of the sand and just back into the fairway. And even though we bladed that shot, we were still able to get it up and close to the green, so we at least gave ourselves a shot for a putt for par. This one, I guess I just didn't see the slope of the green so heavy going down to the left, but we did not have the read on that one correct at all, so this is our putt for bogey here. Just did not have enough speed on that one, left it a little bit short, and we started off the front 9 with our first 7 of this round and a double bogey. On to hole number 11, which is a par 4, 427 yards. This is the second hardest sloped hole in this round of 18. So usually when I play this hole, I'm just trying to effectively treat it like a par 5. And just accept that a bogey might be an okay score. But I managed to drive this one pretty well, I think just a little bit to the right because I was thinking about my swing thoughts from the previous hole. So we didn't really swing through the ball, we kind of just pushed it a little bit. Luckily, we had a pretty good lie on the right of the trees and a pretty open, clear shot into the green. Just hit a nice little lofted iron in there and tried to get it on the putting surface. We came up a little bit short. You can see the wind's pretty strong from right to left, and it kind of just knocked us down. So on these short little chip shots, especially as I've started to get better with my wedges, I try to walk up onto the green and pick out my actual landing spot and then go back and try and hit the chip shot. This kind of helps me get a better visualization of hit it to the landing spot and then let the ball roll out close near to the hole. We got that when we left ourselves about an 8-footer. That was our putt for par. We came up a little bit short, and then we had the little bit of a testy, very fast downhill putt, and we were able to just slowly tap that one in there. So getting out with the bogey, about what we planned on that hole, so just all we can do is move on to the next one. This next hole, number 12, also a pretty hard one, a relatively long one for par 3, especially in the winter. So I think I went with the 4-iron here and was just trying to hit a nice shot run up on there. But I was going through my swing sequence a little fast because I must have been thinking about trying to kill it, and we pulled it a little bit left. So here you can see we're about 30 yards left, but I'm not going to make the mistake I did on the front 9 of trying to be fancy with a flop shot, and we're just going to bump it into the center of the green. That was actually a little bit more left than I was originally aiming, so a bit of a mishit, but nothing you can really do there, just playing safe and getting it back on the green. This was our putt for par, and I think I left this one pretty short, just nicked the rim there, so let's see if we can get this shot in for the number 4 there and just get out of here with a bogey. And we just lipped that one out, ran it a little bit past it, so have to settle for 2 double bogeys here within the first 3 holes So we are at +5 through 3 holes, on to the 13th. Okay, so this is the 13th hole, par 4, 374 yards. Pretty straight, and I actually played this one very, very good, this entire hole. So here you can see, started off, pulled that drive. My transition was a little fast and hit it off the heel, but we were able to get it in the fairway on kind of the left side there. And then this shot, because it was only a 374 yard par 4, we were just going for a nice little fluid 8-iron, like not trying to kill it or hit a knockdown shot, just hit a nice tempoed 8-iron and get it to the center of the green. So you can see that's exactly what we did, just not swinging too hard or aggressive there, and just a nice smooth shot into the middle front of the green. Left ourselves a little bit of a long putt for birdie, but it's about all we can do there. We had the speed perfectly right, just a little bit to the right of the hole, and then trying to putt this for our routine par here. And we're able to knock that one in for par. So luckily, during the winter months, I'm able to practice those 3 to 6 footers pretty consistently. So I'm never too panicked or stressed over those holes. I just go up, go through my same mental routine, and hit the shot I know I can hit. This is hole number 14, par 5, 501 yards. And this one, it's kind of just like a chute with the trees here. You can kind of see it's a pretty narrow, tight landing zone that we need to get it through. But I think I remembered that I managed to hit this one pretty straight and solid on this hole. You can see I always kind of go through the same mental routine. After I step behind the ball and line it up, I make sure that I have a nice upright posture. I'm not too squatted. I take my 2 waggles, and then I just go ahead and let it rip. Beautiful tee shot, but the second shot, it was about 200 yards out, and we were really trying to squeak it up there, so managed pulling it a little bit too hard, and we hit kind of the power draw to the left. We're about pin high, but just pulled it a little bit across the body. So here, we're just trying to hit a nice 30-yard flop shot under this tree branch, but we accidentally clipped the pine straw there, and we came up just short of the green. So I don't know if you can see my ball through the snow, but we're right on that fringe there. So we were just, if we didn't hit those pine straws, we were right in the money of hitting a beautiful shot. So this one, I'm just going to hit a little pitch shot up there and try and let it roll to the hole. So it's exactly what I do, but this green is actually pretty fast, and we roll about 6 feet past. So here you can see we got about an 8-foot tester to save our par. And let's see if we can get it down here. And we get it. You guys probably could have got the spoiler because this is the putt I used from the intro at the beginning of the video. So 2 pars in a row, feeling pretty good on settled down tempo-wise, a lot faster than the front 9. Not too worried about the actual camera and filming stuff anymore, so we're getting into a nice groove. This was a par 3, 165 yards, and we managed to hit a nice shot to the front of the green. We had a pretty long lag putt, but I ended up missing that short putt near the hole, so 3 putt despite getting the green in regulation there, and we got a 4. On to hole number 16, par 4, 425 yards, and this one I take a pretty aggressive line trying to cut it over the trees to kind of cut off distance and take a shortcut. Maybe a little bit too aggressive of a line, right? But we actually got a pretty good clearing gap into the green here. So I remember this one, I managed to hit it onto the green, pretty clean shot off this uneven lie. But my camera got messed up on the filming of it, and we just had a routine 2-putt par from there. So 3 pars into this round and 2 holes left. On to hole number 17, par 4, 403 yards. And I actually think this was the worst hole of the day. So we straight up just pulled our hands down and doinked it off the tee there. And then going into the second shot here, I was being real aggressive with the swing and just rushed it again and pulled it and sliced it over to the right. This was actually, I think, one of my best, most unique shots of the day, of just hitting a knockdown and just kind of curving it around that tree. And somehow we were able to run it onto the green. Granted, we still had about an 80-foot putt here. but we were able to at least get it close and attempt kind of a good par save here. But lag putt missed, and then that short 6-footer, we pulled it just left right off the putt, and we ended with a double there. So hole number 18, this was probably 2 of my most consistent strikes in a row, I would say. I absolutely pimped this one over the water and off the tee into that perfect fairway landing area over there. And then we just had a nice little like uphill runner, so I just hit a knockdown shot perfectly straight up onto the green. From there, we had a nice long lag putt, and I believe we got it pretty close to the hole, but in typical fashion here, I missed the 6-footer, and we ended with a bogey. So all in all, pretty good round, 91 with 5 pars this round. So let's go on to our post-round analysis and take a look at the stats. All right, welcome to the post-round analysis of our 18 holes at St. Andrews. Let's quickly go through the stats of the round, what exactly those stats mean, and what we can kind of use with that data to kind of help improve our game from there. So the main 3 I'm going to talk about today are fairways hit, greens in regulation, and number of putts. Now for that third one, I'm currently researching the strokes gain metric and how we might use that, so be on the lookout for that in a future video. Just to kind of quickly run us down the stats from the round. So for fairways hit, we were 9 for 18. So I'm not too concerned with this stat because it's the first round of the year and it's winter golf. And I've also been kind of nursing an injury, so I haven't really been able to swing full speed with the driver. So with this round, I was kind of just looking to put it in play and just kind of go from there. I wasn't really too stressed about hitting super long drives, but I did find that when I just kind of let myself go and just swing for the target and not necessarily have some swing thoughts, that's when I had my best results as far as getting in the fairway. For greens in regulation, we're looking at 8 for 18. So again here, this was mostly just attributed, as you saw during the round, to being out of position, either off the tee or several of the wedge shots we kind of just either flubbed or bladed. So just a few spots out of position causing us to miss those greens in regulation. So one thing that's really helped me starting from the end of last season, just improve my scoring without actually improving my skill, is just trying to be very smart about the shots that I'm taking. Not trying to do some overly aggressive hero shot and just playing to avoid the big miss. Trying to really reduce the number of double bogeys and not necessarily make more birdies, if you kind of follow me. So that has really helped me score well, and also being very realistic with my distances. So I'm an amateur, and before I used to be almost kind of conceited and think I could hit the ball farther than I actually could. So once I came to the realization of my actual realistic level as an amateur and kind of gauged my distances more accordingly, I was starting to hit a lot more greens in regulation. So as we continue to move forward with those 2 kind of mental game thoughts, that should help our greens in regulation as well. So the next area, and kind of the last area I wanted to talk about today in this post-round analysis, is the number of putts. So of the 3 areas, I think this is the area where we can improve most going into our next round. So we were 9 for 18, or I shouldn't say 9 for 18, I would say we had 9 3-putts in this round. So most of this was attributed to just really bad lag putting, and then we had a few times where we just missed that 3 to 6 footer. So this was kind of to be expected, and it's definitely the area I'm going to work on the most going into the next round, because I haven't been able to practice lag putting indoors. I've only been able to do like 6 or 8 footers. So that, as soon as the weather starts to get more consistently warm here, I can get back out to my normal short game routine, and we should see some vast improvement in our number of 3-putts, or reducing them for that matter. So this was the post-game analysis for our round of 18 at St. Andrews. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you aren't subscribed already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, and let me know where you think I can improve more, or what would make these videos more entertaining. And also, if you guys thought like maybe this post-round analysis or something else I did throughout the video was good, let me know that feedback as well, so I can continue to try and make these videos better for you guys. If you guys haven't seen my first 9, you can check that out here. And as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on the course.